So, my second topic, kind of a different, and when I say different, I mean entirely different topic.
Okay.
My topic, the general question that I want to discuss is, do you think businesses should be forced to serve anyone and everyone, or do you think that businesses should have the right to serve whoever they want? Obviously, and we're going to get into the nitty-gritty details of what the law actually states.
Yep.
But that is the general question. And I bring this up because
Give us a little context.
yeah. So on June 26th, the Supreme Court took up a case where was it based again? In Colorado, where a gay couple wanted to have a certain person create a wedding cake for their wedding, and he refused to do so. So Baker Jack Phillips is challenging a Colorado law that says he was wrong to turn away a same-sex couple who wanted a cake to celebrate their 2012 wedding. So this wedding was back in 2012 when they wanted a cake,
Right.
but the Supreme Court has just last month come to terms and agreed to take it up as a case.
Pretty quick for the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't get a whole lot done.
No. But
quickly.
although it was filed in 2012, so it was 4 years, but they're now just starting to take up the case. Just quite a while.
That's
Cool, yeah. That's only an enforcement
exactly my
argument.
point.
So, when it comes to the law, the federal anti-discrimination laws, as created, I think it was the Civil Rights Act, part of, I think it was 1964, it was created.
Correct.
So, on the national level, the right to refuse service is the exceptions to the law are for protected classes such as race or color,
Mm-hmm.
national origin or citizenship status, religion, sex, age, disability, pregnancy, or veteran status. And then some states like California and New York have other parties or every other protected classes that
Right.
they've added to the federal anti-discrimination,
Not
which is
surprising.
which is marital status, sexual orientation, medical condition, political affiliations, or status as a victim of domestic violence, assault, or stalking.
So basically, it means, are we going to add gay people to the existing law?
Yeah, I mean, because in some states like California, and New
It
York,
already is.
It already is,
but just federally.
Yeah.
Because I know, I mean, there has been other instances of this.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, the lady, what was it, in Kentucky?
Oh,
who
refused to give them marriage licenses.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think it was in Arizona where there was a wedding photographer that didn't want to shoot a gay wedding. Two men they wanted to hire him. They said no.
Yeah.
And it's tough because, I mean, for me personally, it doesn't, if I were running a business and a gay couple came in and wanted to purchase whatever I was serving, for me, it wouldn't even be a hesitation.
No,
Like,
not at all.
Like, not even remotely.
Yeah,
like
who
that.
could give two shits. I
Yeah.
don't care if you're atheist.
Right.
It doesn't
Yeah.
even matter.
Yeah, for me, but
If I was a business owner.
right. Or me as just as a person in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
but for us, we're not the people opposing it, right?
Mhm.
So it's stepping into their shoes. So, because I had a friend and we were talking about, well, I mean, in America, it's your right to do whatever you want. So shouldn't you be able to refuse service to somebody? And in essence, like, they do have a right if you're being like disruptive or something like that. But my counter to that was, I don't think that financial institutions, or like medical services, like
Yeah.
stuff that you have a right to, should
Mhm.
be able to do that because
That
you
are
should-
services that are tax funded.
yeah, or just in general, like, you have the right to like the law is everyone has the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Right.
To me, if you're a bank, that is, everyone needs a bank account.
Yeah.
Everyone needs food, shelter, water, and money. So if you hinder that at all, to me, that's a violation of law. I can't say that is an actual law,
Mhm.
but that, to me, in essence, that would go against it.
Yeah. I mean, a lot
So-
of this really has to do with the moral side of things.
Yeah. But it does.
Except, I mean, aside from the conditions that we stated before of the protected classes by the
Right.
the Civil
But it's
Rights
not
Act.
it's not even a moral issue. It's just a religious issue. It's because
With this in particular situation, yeah.
right. I just mean like because yeah, true. I just mean like the biggest story that we're hearing about is consistently there's a gay couple, they want something done, and someone's saying no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And it's always, I've never heard any other argument, oh, it's against my religion. But to me, what I struggle with that reasoning is, but then where does the religious umbrella stop, because if someone else starts their own religion and says, "Oh, well, it's against my religion to do this," and you're pissed, like I can just see it going so out of hand.
Yeah.
Because I mean, let's say today I start some church and I say, "Oh, you know what? Anyone named Joey can't come in and buy my food."
Dick.
And yeah, and then tomorrow you come in and I say, "Oh, what's your name?" And you say Joey, and you're
like,
like,
Can't
I'm
buy
like,
food, bitch.
"Yeah, get out." You know, like, to me, I know that's really absurd and really ridiculous, but I just think that if it starts here, where does it end? And there's no clear answer. That's kind of an issue.
Yeah, and my thing is that when it comes to business in particular, in terms of, like you said, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and a person's right as a business owner, you have a right to be an asshole.
Right.
And in
Right.
terms of this gay wedding case, it's not the gay couple's fault that this guy is not going to service them or
Right.
is an asshole for doing so. Because like you said, we're not condoning the actions, but I do agree with his right to do so, because the punishment for that shouldn't be that he should get a slap on the wrist and should be forced to deal with this gay couple and refuse service to them. The punishment is losing the service itself.
Yeah.
If you want to make the choice to not serve someone and to not gain that person as a customer and to not gain that revenue
Right.
and those sales,
It's bad business.
then it's bad business. But
But-
you should have the right to conduct that bad business, as long as, like you said, it's not a taxpayer-funded
Right.
necessity such as a hospital or
the
cops.
only thing with that though is, okay, so we have a business, we agree, we say I'm the government, you're the business, and I say, yep, do whatever you want all the time. It's your right. If you're gonna be a dick, then it's your right. I'll let you go under. But
Aside from, the standards where you have to serve someone.
yeah, exactly. But we'll just use a wedding cake company.
Okay.
So you're a wedding cake company, and I say, yeah, you can refuse to anybody. Would that also pertain to other things that we mentioned? What was aforementioned, like race or?
No, because that is against the
Okay.
law.
Okay.
Federally.
Okay, I just wanted to establish that. So my thing is, because I think that for someone who's gay in America and hears this, it gets away from just, oh, this isn't just a business owner, and this isn't just some dick refusing one wedding cake. It's this idea of there's people supporting that dick,
Mm-hmm.
and they aren't going under.
Mm-hmm.
They're still staying in business. This place in Colorado, I imagine, is still in business. And maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But for them, they're probably like, so no one's going to help me out here?
Well, not to mention, you got to think
And
of...
that's got to feel pretty lousy, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not in that situation, but it's like, okay, so we're just going to let cultures that constantly oppress me just to get a wedding cake? That's tough.
Yeah.
Because
My thing is that if, like I said before, if he wants to lose the business, that's his choice. And when it comes to this spectacle of a situation, when you're getting this such of national attention, and if you want to take the PR hit that has to do with it, not just the loss in sales of a single
Nowadays,
customer,
yes.
you're going to take that PR hit, because as this becomes a national story like it has, then a lot more people are going to know of that local wedding cake store, and they're going to maybe in Colorado, people that are not gay couples, normal couples, are going to look at that situation and say,
Yeah.
I'm not going to give my business either, because I don't want to give my business to someone
But
with those values
But the
and
thing
beliefs.
is, my point is, if someone's already not going to serve a gay person in that area, I would assume that they'll probably just keep on going along.
What do you mean?
I don't think that they'll go under.
No, I mean, I'm not saying that they'll go under, but I'm saying regardless of the decision that's actually made, he's going to take a PR hit and, probably hard evidence of loss in one customer.
Letter.
Yeah.
And I get that. I just
Because, that's capitalism 101. I mean, that's if you want to not, obviously aside from the ones that are federally protected,
Right.
if you want to conduct your business that way and not service someone and take the PR hit that has to go along with it, then that should be your right, no matter how much I may disagree with it, because I do, because I would serve absolutely everyone, because it does not matter.
But
I support someone's right to not to.
Right,
You know what I mean?
and I get that, but I'm just trying to figure out what's the difference between being gay and being Latino.
I mean, in the eyes of the law, it's different.
Right, but why? Because someone made a law. Before, it wasn't.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I just think because
Because before, businesses could choose to not serve black people. So why is being gay different than being a different race?
I think that mainly has to do with a generational thing because, and
It
this
definitely
is
does, because I think in our generation this will no longer be an issue.
No.
Because I don't think that.
I mean, because
I don't think so.
one of Obama's biggest achievements as president was federally legalizing same-sex marriage.
Yeah.
And this is I have this jotted down as a topic for another day. But when it comes to things that'll pass through generations, I think that because the guy that refused service to this gay couple is an older dude, a part of the older generation. But I think that as a stigma, or that is even like a point of interest where people give a shit, will
Yeah.
eventually pass, and you won't have situations like these come
Right.
when our generation is in our
Like-
40s and 50s.
Like if someone was black, though.
Yeah, because when it's
But that's my point.
Yeah.
Exactly. So why wait?
I'm not the one making the laws.
Right, but that's what we're talking about. That's what I'm saying. Is you're saying you support the right for someone to just be a shitty business person.
Yeah.
But to me, but then why is that different?
I mean, I don't know. I think that sexual orientation can be perceived as something different. I don't know. I mean, that's a tough question.
Because I don't think it is.
What, you don't think it is what?
I don't think being gay is any different than being a different ethnicity.
No, I mean, because I have no experience. So dealing with the repercussions of, like, in society, how to be dealt, or how people deal with you because of the fact, like,
Right.
of-
But still, like, you don't have to go through that to just, like, I don't think there's any difference between saying, like, I'm half white, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that's any different in the sense that I can't change that. But
well, I mean,
someone
then
who's-
you could say the same thing about religion. So you're saying that anything aside from, like, religion would be the same thing as a race?
Yeah.
I don't know, because I think,
religion, you do have a choice though.
yeah,
But still, I don't think people should be able to not serve someone based on their religion either.
well, no, I mean, that's part of it too. Was a part of the federal anti-discrimination.
Gotcha.
Was religion?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
that's-
I think that's the same thing. But
because then there is that stigma of, okay, if you say that they are forced to serve gay people, then in a way, they're going to perceive that as an infringement on their rights to practice their
for
religion.
Right? But I do think, I mean, there isn't a separation of church and state, even though there is one.
Yeah.
It's kind of an oxymoron.
Yeah.
But that's true. But practicing your religion, I don't think means, oh, I can serve him and I can't serve him,
Mhm.
because there are people who interpret religion differently. For instance, the KKK, they refer to themselves as a biblical organization.
Mhm.
They would be business owners that wouldn't serve black people, and that's illegal.
Yeah.
So why all of a sudden is, oh, my religious right to not serve gay people? Well, how is that different?
I mean, I don't view it as different, but
it is.
I just think, no, I'm saying in terms of how the law is structured. I'm just saying in the current form, I'm not saying that I would agree with this as being a thing 20 years down the road, that it should stay like this.
Right, I get that, but you're saying that you support the right for a business owner to choose,
Yes.
which
When it comes to, because what they're arguing is that this should be a part, or that this is a part of the law in terms of how the law stands right now.
yeah. But I'm taking my lawyer hat off, and I'm just saying that this is what the law is, but that's not what the law should be.
Right.
But I'm asking, what is the difference between being gay and being refused service because of your ethnicity? I don't think that there's a difference,
I mean, I would say the same thing.
because so to me, this goes to Supreme Court. I mean, they should just to me, they should just look at each other and say, yeah, let's just put sexual orientation in there.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, that's what I would do. But I'm just saying, in terms of, like, if I were, I mean, obviously, like I said, I don't have the personal
But
experience.
then how can you, but like, if you agree with that, then why agree with the statement that, oh, if they don't want to do that, then they shouldn't be forced to?
My thing is that I don't think that he should be forced to be dealt with the business. I think that he should just take the repercussions, and the gay couple should just go to another wedding cake store. And the repercussions should be not he be forced to deal business with them, but that the repercussions should be just the loss in business, because that's what it is.
I guess we just disagree, because I'm all for smaller regulations, but I mean, I just think about this in a realistic example. If I were in a situation where I was in a gay relationship and I was going store to store and I had to make the conscious decision about which ones are appropriate for me to be a patron for or not, that would really piss me off.
Yeah. And I'm not saying I support.
I know, but
because it comes to the same situation that, like, if someone says someone outrageously shitty, I'm not going to agree with that person and not call that person an asshole.
I get
but
that.
I'm going to support their right to free speech, in which they can say whatever the hell they want. Not that I agree with it.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but this isn't a free speech argument at all to me.
Right.
This is.
But again, the argument is that it's not something. It's not a necessity either.
Yeah.
Like,
But
it's not like
you
a
still have
doctor
the right to be a
refusing.
citizen, and I think that in that right to be a citizen, you don't have to consciously go around stores and be like, well, this one's gay friendly and this one's not.
Right.
I think it should just be blanketed. You don't have to go in there. Like, I mean, I just feel bad because it's like you go to a wedding store and there's other people in the store and the business owner says, oh, no, we don't serve you here.
Like I said, I'm not in support
I
of
would
it.
I would just look at my partner and be like, God damn it. Like, what do we live in the 40s?
Yeah.
Like, give me a break. What do you mean you don't serve me here?
Yeah.
But I disagree. I don't think that I wouldn't be on the side of saying, oh, I support someone and say, oh, just deal with repercussions.
I don't support him.
No, but you support the idea that he gets to choose, and you're saying deal with the repercussions.
Yeah. I just say give a person a right to be an asshole.
Right, which I disagree with.
Fair enough.
I would say that if you're going to say being an asshole is if that's the metric, right? Okay, so this guy has the right. He can shoot people down, deal with the repercussions. I just can't get to what I'm struggling with is how can we have religion, race, ethnicity, blah blah blah, etc., and not sexual orientation? Like where is that line where it just says, well, you know what, sexual orientation isn't going to be in here, and it's not going to be, like now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a generational thing. Once our generation becomes the generation that is in their 40s, 50s, and 60s now,
I agree.
That won't
I'm
even
just
be an
saying
issue.
that for me to say that is synonymous with me saying, well, then I'm not going to agree with, oh, just deal with the repercussions. It's he shouldn't have the repercussion should be you shouldn't be allowed to do that.
Okay.
I think those are saying the same thing. Whereas if you say, okay, you just deal with the repercussions, because to me, you're saying deal with the repercussions. To me, that doesn't solve the problem, and that doesn't do anything because he doesn't care. Yeah, sure, he might lose some business, but there's also a lot of people that probably come out and say, oh, well, good for him. He's not bending, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's the same thing with the Kentucky lady. I'm trying to remember what senator came out, and they came out to Eye of the Tiger for like a rally
and she
or
was
whatever.
invited to certain events and stuff like
It's
that.
like she probably got a lot of publicity, and if that was a business, she might, you know, in certain areas. So to me, it's like, oh, deal with the repercussions. That doesn't solve the issue of you're a citizen. You have the right to be a person. You have the right to shop. Again, I was the first person to say I don't think that necessities should be like hindered. So you should be able to kick bank loans out, blah blah blah. But at some point, I gotta just be like, you know what, you're a person. You should be able to shop wherever you damn well please. Because why are we taking the side of, oh, you should be able to reserve service to anyone or in this case, not to anyone, but you should be able to reserve service to someone who's gay. But then what about, well, don't I have the right to buy stuff that I want even though I'm gay? You know?
Technically they would be buying a wedding cake.
Yeah. But like, don't they have the right to buy one from this store?
Yeah. I mean, it just goes into kind of, it's more, you could say it's more has to do with the capitalistic theme of if it's a private business.
You do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And I totally get that because even with my friend that I was talking about, that's exactly what he said. And I was trying to think about it because I was like, I can't really think of a good argument to why that's not true, even though I disagree with it. But to me,
morally, let me just get this out in the open. Morally, I disagree with it on every single level.
Yeah.
I would never be this guy.
Right.
But my thing is, I just don't think that a Supreme Court should be able to force his hand. I just think because, and it kind of has to do with my personality and why I think this, because if I were in that situation, granted, like I said before, I'd have no experience with that situation. But if I were in that situation, I'd just be like, go fuck yourself, dude. I'm going to go take my business elsewhere.
Right. I get that, but that's. I mean, you did say you have no experience with that, but I just think that because neither of us have experienced that, it's not really our place to say.
No, I mean, it's just an
Because
opinion.
It's just like, I mean, I can't go. What if the next store says no?
Yeah.
And then you're sitting there in wherever that was in Colorado, whatever city, and you're like, well, I just want to have a wedding. Like,
Yeah.
why is someone telling me that I can't have a wedding cake? Like, to me, I'm still trying to get to that point where it's like, I understand you respect rights for businesses to conduct the way you want to, but if we already have a law established saying, you know what, you can't discriminate for these reasons, and we've already as a society said you can't do that based off race, religion, or ethnicity, because it's whatever the reason is in the actual law itself. I just don't understand how sexual orientation can't fit the exact same mold.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, and like I said, it's only a matter of time before I think, and the Supreme Court case might be the final straw that breaks the camel's back,
Yeah.
that puts it into, I mean, like you said, or like I said before, California, New York has already made it a part of their state laws.
In our generation,
it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, pot, same thing.
Yeah.
Like, there will be a lot of social issues that are not going to be issues.
Yeah, and I just think when our generation comes through and pushes the other generation out, then that is one of the, especially that type of situation and societal issue will no longer be an issue or even relevant to that point.
I agree.
So there you have it, everybody. There are our 4 topics of discussion for Real Talk with Tom and Joey, episode 2, and you can probably notice that we're in different clothes from what we were recording.
Is it that much different?
It is that much different, because I
Okay.
believe I was wearing
light blue.
I was not wearing neon pink.
I mean, it wasn't a state shirt, which is surprising because I own a lot of them.
Yes.
So there's a really good chance that this is the same shirt that
Yeah.
I wore, but I don't think it was.
True. But the reason why we said that is because our battery ran out, and we just wanted to be as real as possible with you, as always, because this is Real Talk with Tom and Joey. Our battery ran out when we were recording the initial episode, so we had to sit down for another time after our battery recharged and record this little conclusion for you, so you know where you're left off when you hear that final episode.
But that won't happen again because we amended
Yes.
that problem.
We have battery packs aplenty on the way.
Yes.
So that problem
will be good.
Yes. That problem will no longer arise, so you'll be seeing us in the same clothes when we do the whole episode,
Yes.
including the conclusion.
Unless they don't want to.
True.
And then we'll change
Yeah.
midstream.
Yeah.
Just
We can just do the episode butt naked.
that's actually a fact. We
Yeah.
could do that.
It's definitely a possibility. There's plenty of possibilities for some wild and crazy things here on Tom and Joey Entertainment.
That's for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Real Talk with Tom and Joey. Every single week, Tom and I bring 2 random topics of discussion to the table to talk about for your entertainment, while most importantly, keeping it real. If you don't have any, well, I tried to do it, and I messed it up.
You got there close.
Yeah. So if you turned in the beginning of the episode, I did this monologue. I wrote it up. Couldn't do it without looking. So I'm just going to, so I'm going to work on it. It's going to be a progressive thing.
You got there.
Yep. If you enjoy what we do, you can head over to patreon.com/TJENT, where you can throw us a few bucks of support and get the show early, along with some other sick-ass rewards, including Game of Thrones reactions.
Truth. Or submit a topic.
Very true.
Knock both of those out
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah, just get $5. You get Game of Thrones reactions, and you get to suggest a topic every single week. If you don't have any bucks to throw, it's all good in the hood. You can tune in every single weekday here on youtube.com/TJENT. We're at noon Eastern Standard Time. We will break up each weekly episode topic by topic, day by day, until the entire episode goes up on Friday as one big video. And if you don't want to watch the videos, we understand too. You can listen to us on iTunes
Or on SoundCloud.
on SoundCloud.com/TJENT. And if you're on iTunes, just search Real Talk with Tom and Joey, or any combination of that.
Yep.
Tom, Joey, Real Talk.
Tom, Real,
with.
Joey, Talk, with.
Put the with at the end, and we should still be able to get it.
Boom. We're good.
Subscribe to us on iTunes. Review us on iTunes. It would be a gigantic help. It would get us into more, I would say eyes and ears, but podcast is just ears. It would get us into more ears and shoot us up the rankings, and it would just be a
More
gigantic
orifices.
help. Or orifices.
We're pro orifices.
Yes. You can put the headphones wherever you want, and we'll still love you.
Yep.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Ba-boom.
Ba-boom. So thank you. We will see you every single week here on youtube.com/TJENT.
See you guys.
Peace.